of mana.
5 minutes. That's all they had. 5 minutes before the podcast. We are live in bloody 5 minutes, and the universe already smelled panic. Sea Viking leans into his mic like he's about to confess a crime. You ready, mate? He asks it with hope. The kind of hope only a desperate man knows. Chinshield doesn't hesitate. Yes, he says, too fast. Suspiciously fast. Ozzy paws, then fires back. Well, I'm bloody not. And suddenly, it begins. Things vanish. Buttons disappear. Scenes rearrange themselves like haunted furniture. Ozzy is clicking, swearing, flipping between screens, muttering, "Where's the bloody thing? Where's the other thing? Where's the other thing?" Chinshield calm as a man defusing a grenade with chopsticks. Mate, check your sources.
Oh yeah, I would if I had any!
OBS deleted the bastards. They despawned like Star Citizen loot. Then comes the moment every creator fears. Ozzy opens his browser source. OBS screams, the screen flashes black, white, black like it's being exercised, and then displays a potato. A potato. Ozzy stares into the void, and the void stares back.
Why is my bloody browser source a potato?
Chinshield tries not to laugh, refresh the cache. Ozzy refreshes it, the potato gets bigger.
It got worse!
2 minutes left, the clock is mocking them now. Chinshield sighs, defeated.
Ozzy, I lied! I'm not ready either!
Ozzy freezes mid-rant.
What?
Chinshield lists his sins, Mike's wrong, scenes are wrong, Beard Stacks is yelling at me, and OBS won't capture the game. Ozzy nods solidly, so we're both faking it. Always, mate. 1 minute. The room fills with chaos.
Ozzy shouting, "Why is my camera aimed at my ceiling fan?"
The Chinshield yelling,
"Why are my alerts playing Trucking Tuesday music?"
Beard Stats typing, "You are live in 40 seconds." OBS freezes like it's been shot. The intro music loops for no reason, and a message appears. Your USB device was not recognized. They haven't touched a damn thing. Ozzy blames Star Citizen. Chinshield reminds him the game's not open. Ozzy doesn't care. 10 seconds. Everything snaps into place. Scenes correct, cameras aligned, mic synced. No potatoes. The impossible happens. OBS behaves. Ozzy leans forward, whispering like a man who has come back from war.
"Pretend we planned that!"
Chinshield whispers back.
"We always pretend that!"
Ozzy clears his throat, takes a breath, and delivers the sacred opening line. Cry key. Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day. And so begins another episode. Two men faking confidence, fighting technology, and somehow creating a damn good show.
Well, how about that?
Good morning, Ozzy. ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? Are you there? Are you there? Hey, good morning, Ree.
Am I here?
There he is.
Sorry, I
Oh, I
was
see
muted.
you,
I
Ray.
said, crikey. Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day.
Yeah. You missed your opening line, dude.
I
beat
did,
you to
man.
it.
I bloody muted myself.
Yeah, you bloody.
I did.
How was the last 2 weeks? We had Thanksgiving here in America. That was epic. Lots of damn turkey, and I'm still eating fucking turkey.
Yeah, well, don't really have Thanksgiving in Australia, so it was
You
just
ought
another.
to.
It was just another week, mate. You know.
You know. So we have a big week. PTU went live for wave 1 on the 2nd.
Yes, I was watching you make fire. Remember, I came on at like
I've been
what
trying
time?
hard to make fire on my stream, man. I was able to make fire in the PTU the day before my stream, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be epic for my stream. And then I tried to do it, and it wouldn't fucking work. I couldn't get fire. I mean, it was fire, but then I couldn't put it out, and it was retarded. It didn't work right.
Yes.
It didn't.
Well, this is Star Citizen, mate.
Have a nice day.
Why did it?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Um, and the wrong thing, obviously. Gotta put this over here. Technical issues,
There
mate.
you go.
And then I got it.
We're always having technical issues. That's one of the staples of this
And I got to grab that, put that
podcast.
over there. Right. Is that better? Is that better? That's working now, right?
Looks fine to me. Is that the Endeavour?
Yeah, mate. That's
The fucking rocks.
doesn't it look amazing?
So yeah, it does. So let me tell you something, man. On my stream, I've done away with my schedule. I'm still streaming from 7 to 10 Central Standard Time, 7 to noon, rather. Central Standard Time every day, but I've done away with the Mining Monday, Trucking Tuesday, Warfare Wednesday. I've done away with all that. Now I do whatever the fuck I feel like. So you know what I've been doing? I've been doing a lot of the Vandal Tech mission. That's a moneymaker, man. I like the Vandal Tech mission. You get a lot of money for doing the mission. You get a lot of MG script, and then you get to make money like 600,000 a pop for delivering 5 bodies to like Castra Gateway, which is actually Stanton Gateway right now. What do you think of that shit, Ozzy?
I've been enjoying Vandal mission, mate.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
I've, I've also taken
When
a
it
liking to the
works.
pulverized. Hmm?
I haven't done
Yeah,
it
when it
since the
works. It's
hot
been
fix the other
working.
day. Since the maintenance, I haven't
It's
done it.
been working. It's been working really good since the maintenance. Everything's been working.
And the blades have been spawning as well. Yeah.
Yes, I've done it like 2 or 3 times since the maintenance, and it's worked every time.
And
You know, finding the body at the derelict sites.
yep.
It's all been working.
And you got into the warehouse several times, eh?
Yeah, I got into the warehouse twice. Yep. Even found a pristine artifact yesterday. Made a lot of money. Now I need to spend it.
Yes.
Because there's a rumor. Should we talk about the rumors that we've
The
all been
rumor,
hearing?
because of the massive duping that's going on, there's going to be an AUEC one. Nothing has
Yeah,
been
that's the
confirmed
rumor.
by CIG, but I think it's being called for by the community. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about it. It's like all I hear about. Oh, Frenchie wants us to talk about the rumor.
Yeah.
So if you've got a lot of AUEC, buy ships. They're probably not going to wipe the ships. They might wipe AUEC. Probably not this patch, maybe the next patch. We'll see what happens. This is just a rumor, rumor control. Nothing's been put out by CIG yet. As far as we know, CIG isn't doing any hard wipes until 1.0. But there's a lot of people talking about it.
An AUEC what? It's a rumor.
An AUEC wipe. It's a rumor. Now, when they wipe the AUEC, are they going to leave us with anything like gas money? Are we going to at least have gas money?
You'll have your 20,000 that's on your game account. For your
Oh, yeah,
game
that's good.
package and whatever other game package you have, and if you got a referral bonus from someone, so you'll have 25K or
So I'll
something.
have enough to go out and mine and make a little bit of more money, huh?
You have enough
That's
to
the
buy
important
some
thing.
ammo and some med pens.
And that's about it, huh?
Yeah, maybe a set of armor.
Yeah. How about that? No money for gasoline. No money for quantum fuel. No money for a max lift.
But I do believe the last time when they released 4.0, I think
Yeah.
they did an AUEC and rep wipe then, right?
I don't think
And
so.
and a
I don't
ship wipe.
recall that.
Yeah, they did because remember they had 324.3 or something, and it had the event going, the Save Stanton or whatever it was, and then they released the tech preview of Pyro, which was going to be the live version. So if you didn't have the event done, you could go back to 324.3 or whatever it was and finish the event. But apart from that, there was no progression because when you went to 4.0 tech preview, which became 4.0 live, it was a rep AUEC ship wipe, everything wipe. So you came in with what you owned, and that was it.
Interesting. Well, I don't remember any of that.
Well, I believe you started a couple of
But
months after that because this was it was about
did I?
yeah, it was about a month ago, a year ago, I think. Oh,
Okay.
about the same time of year.
Yeah, I
Within
started
a
about
month.
10 months.
Yeah. So that would have been
10 months.
2 or 3 months before you started, I believe.
I picked a good time to start playing this game, didn't I?
Yeah, you don't have to
So how are
experience a
everyone
wipe.
my excuse me, a little congestion this morning. So my big question is how is everyone duping all this freaking AUEC? How does that work?
I do believe it's just a sort of insurance fraud.
Assholes. People got to be assholes. Try to break the game.
But
That's what it is.
I hope they fix it, mate. But there's been a lot of secret Santas going around, I know, of a lot of people getting free AUEC and just rocking up and having $500 million in their account, and
Yeah, that's too much.
But I heard a
So I
room.
got some.
I heard a rumor that they increased the amount of AUEC you could have from 2.14 billion to hundreds billions, but I'm not sure about that. That's not something I can confirm or not.
Yeah. Well, what shall we talk about today? Do we want to talk about the Star Citizen Live from about a week ago or just dive right into the Endeavour? There's a lot to talk about. They put out a lot of good shit during that Star Citizen Live.
Yeah, we could talk about that if you want to get.
Well, the big headline that I got from Star Citizen Live, and this is near and dear to me because I just bought one, is the Galaxy.
Mate,
The Galaxy IAE 2656, 2056. What year are we in?
we're in 2956. Well,
2956.
2955 right
IAE
now.
2956.
Yeah,
IAE
2956 will be
2956.
released.
The Galaxy is being released. Yep. Yep. That's the big headline for me personally.
Well, I do tend to think
I'm
that
excited.
I do tend to think that means you're an Invictus, they'll release the Ironclad and the Caterpillar and Ironclad command modules, and
Yes. I tell you, and you know, I bought the Galaxy after we did that podcast on the Galaxy. You know, every time I do one of these podcasts, it makes me want to buy the ships I'm talking about because they're just so amazing. Like the Banu Merchantman, even though it's never going to be released, I kind of want one.
Mate,
You know.
yeah. Then you
And
are
then
buying a
I know
JP.
I've researched the Endeavor. I kind of want one of those.
I've always wanted an Endeavour. I got a CCU, but I have no use for it at the moment. And when I need it, you know, I can just shuffle stuff and have it. You know.
So 27 ships. 27 ships were delivered this year by CIG. How about that stat? 27 of them, and none of them were concept ships. They were all flyable, like immediately. Immediately. No new concept ships in 2025. How
Yeah,
about
but
that?
all these ships are ships that we didn't ask for. What about our ships that we paid for? Like, don't get me wrong. It's good. It's good. You know, and seriously, when all these new ships started coming out, and I thought, oh, look at that. That's ugly, isn't it? And you know, and you'd walk around it, and you'd see bits of this ship in it, but this and bits of this. But you know, since
Yeah.
then the game's
Well,
come a long way, man. And I was actually flying the
there's
Intrepid the other night for a good 4 hours because it was the free flight ship, low flying, and I had a lot of fun in it, man. And you know, yeah, maybe I should fly all these ships instead of criticizing them. You know, just for their look.
maybe. I don't criticize any of these ships. I like what CIG's doing. And you know what, by the way, you talk about what about the ships we paid for? Well, there's been a net decrease in the backlog of the concept ships. There's been a net decrease. I mean, what did they released the Perseus this year, right? That was a
Yep.
concept ship, right? The Idris, the Polaris. What else?
The Apollo,
Some of these ships are ships that we've been asking for.
the Apollo.
The Apollo,
I know
long
people that have
time coming.
waited years for the Apollo.
Yeah, long time. I do too. I know people that have been waiting years for an Apollo as well. Yeah, long time. So they talked in the Star Citizen Live. You know how we talked about, like, when we were talking about the Banu Merchant, man, how there was a dip and there was like a 33% decrease in the artists working on these ships at one point, like what, 3 or 4 years ago, and then they stopped working on the Banu Merchant, man. Well, they're starting to see the vehicle team expanding, and now we're starting to see the benefits of that. That's what CIG says. So that's a good thing.
Yes. My ad's about to start.
Oh, your ad's about to. Well, let's just keep going. We can edit that shit out later.
Sorry to the people in my chat, my ad's about to start. If you're not subscribed,
Yeah.
subscribe now. You heard me?
Yeah, hurry up and subscribe, damn it.
I think I
Subscribe
screwed
to
up the
Ozzy.
thing.
Oh, what'd you do? Oh, we're looking at a picture of the biodome now on the Endeavor. You did screw it up.
Yeah, no,
Oh, now
I
you really
fixed it.
screwed it up.
No, I fixed it again.
There we go. There's another picture of the Endeavor. Beautiful ship.
I just got all the modules.
So as we all know now, engineering and armor is in the PTU. It's coming by the end of the year. That's no secret anymore. That was put out during Star Citizen Live.
Yes, engineering will be here in the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, probably not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday, right before the holiday break. and then then the live servers will be jacked up and they'll all go on a holiday break and we won't get a hot fix for like 2 weeks.
They have stated
Right?
they
Isn't that how it's gonna work?
they did state that they want to have it in a live environment for as long as they can to collect as much data so they can fix all the fuck ups. Right? They did state that on the
Can I
last
make a
ISC.
prediction then?
Yep.
Can I make a prediction? They're gonna release the PTU into the live servers a week from tomorrow on a Monday. What do you think of that prediction?
I don't know what date to that do CIG go on holiday?
Uh, it's like the 17th. I don't know. What day? Well, let me look at my calendar. Yeah, probably the 17th, which is a Wednesday. So they'll probably drop the PTU like the 15th or 16th. I'm betting the 15th.
15th.
That's my bet. You know.
You're probably about right. You know, I would say any time before the 20th. You know, but
Yeah, for sure. They got to get fire working. I haven't been able to get any fire on my stream. Everyone wants to see the fucking fire. You know,
fire.
I see other content creators that have fire on their fucking clips, and it's like I can't seem to make it happen.
We saw
Fire, yeah.
we saw we saw fire the other day, but it wasn't the type you could put out. It was just like the
Right.
you know,
It was just like persistent, and
yeah,
like I
like
was
the
shooting. I wasted a whole fire extinguisher on that fire, and I couldn't put it out.
and then you blew up, didn't you?
So we got more gold standard ships coming next year. They're talking about bringing the functionality up to what. Okay, so the gold standard on these ships means that they're bringing the quality of the ship up to as if the ship was released today.
Yeah,
Because
so
like
it's
look at
got
the
physical
Perseus,
components and engineering
right?
and yep.
Look at the Perseus. The Perseus is a gold standard ship. That ship. The only thing wrong with that ship is that you can't get off the ladder at the main deck when you're going down the ladder. That's the only thing wrong with the Perseus. Everything else is tip-top shape. Best ship in the game. Easily, I think, except for the fact that it crashes all the time. No medbed, get over it, Ree. So that's what the gold standard means. So they're going to in the first half of 2026 release the Aurora MK2 and the Aurora Gold Standard.
Room
Right? Is that what you got out of that?
Yeah, rumors of folding wings. It's I think it's confirmed, but I'm not sure. But you know, the Aurora, there was always supposed to be this. Well, from what I understand, there was always supposed to be a bomber variant of the Aurora that had the swept wings like the Scorpius.
Yes.
So this will
Like
be.
the
I do believe
Scorpius.
that this is going to be a thing on the Mark II,
Like the
but
X-Wing fighter.
and it would be really cool because you know that we've known people in the past. They've spelt Endeavour wrong on this poster. We've known people in the past that have near on taken out Idris solo in an Aurora. Well, when it could be done, right back in the day, right, and that was specifically Tough Wolfie and his Battle Aurora of Death, right, and Legend. Anyway, the Aurora is a good ship in skilled hands, man, and I would love to see it with wings like the Scorpius. That'd be awesome. I do believe
I
that's
was
what it
really
was always
disappointed the
supposed to
first
be.
time. Yeah. Yeah, the first time I flew into Aurora and I raised the landing gear, I expected the wings to come out, and I was really disappointed when they didn't.
But it's got all. If you walk around it, it's got all the machinery, you know, and all the gimbal the action. It looks like it would do it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so also in Star Citizen Live, we have some cargo capacity changes. A lot of people are pissed off about this. Some severe reductions in cargo capacity on some of
Yes.
these hull ships.
The
The
whole
hull B is going to have 512. It's going to be able to hold 512. I don't know what it was supposed to be previously for these. Um, and the hull B will be able to land with the cargo, and that's coming in 2026, I think, is what my notes say here. Did you get that?
yeah,
The hull B in 26.
yeah, and the D and the E.
Then we
And
got the Raylan.
the
Hmm?
has had its capacity decreased by 66%, and
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
down
E
to 6912. Yeah.
has had its capacity decreased by 88%. So
88% down to 12,288. Ridiculous.
yeah, so
But they they're being transparent. They're
yeah,
trying to work
the
with
whole
us.
B was supposed to have less. I think it was supposed to come in around the 386 mark. You know, somewhere
Oh,
similar
the whole
to
B actually
yeah.
has more.
Yes, the whole D has
The
gotten
whole B.
66% smaller, and the whole E has gotten 88% smaller
Yeah, the whole E 12,288, which is down
from
from
no
like what 90,000.
96,000 or something. Yes.
Yeah, but they're trying to keep it real. There's no way you're gonna get that much cargo on that ship. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, there was always supposed to be drones and automated loading. This is what was advertised with the ship when it was sold.
Yeah.
So
And yes, Darth, the Raylan is up to 640, up from 320. So the Raylan's getting more cargo.
I heard they were removing the triangular cargo off the railing as well, but I'm
Yeah, they're
not
trying
sure.
to make it make sense. They don't want to come out with special cargo containers. They're going to have the same square cargo containers, and 32 SUs is going to be the largest cargo container. They're not going to have like 64 SU containers all of a sudden, and so it's going to have to fit in a fucking square and not, what did you say, like a triangle?
Yeah, well, see, it was always advertised with its own, brand cargo pods. You know, I know
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out how to make it look triangular. Like
Yeah,
and fit in a square hole, fit a triangle in a square hole. You know.
right. And then we got the Ironclad and the Ironclad Assault. The Ironclad holds 2,204 SCU, and the Ironclad Assault 1440 SCU.
The ironclad. I reckon the ironclad is going to come out in Invictus. There's no confirmation on it, but I'd actually put $50 on it.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I might put some money down on it. I'm not going to bet my Galaxy or anything.
Yeah, no, I
That's
wouldn't
some
do
bullshit
that.
Han Solo would do.
No, I'd give you the finger at the thought of that.
Yeah. So, also, some of these ships getting the gold standard next year, and the only one we know about for sure is the Aurora, I think.
The big
But
deal,
those,
like the
hmm,
600 has needed a rework for many years, and it's on the list, right? 100i.
the 600i.
It was on the list of ships, wasn't it? In
I
law,
don't remember.
in law, the 600i has there were several hundred hulls sold to the military or something that had no windows
Mhm.
or all the luxury stuff, and they were just sold to the military as hulls. And we haven't seen that version come into the game. Yeah, I'd like to see that. That'd be cool.
A 600i with no windows.
A military version of the 600i.
Oh,
Because in lore, there was several hundred hulls sold to the military without all the windows and viewing ports and stuff. You know.
yeah. Interesting. So anyway, yeah, that'll be neat to see if they can make that happen. Have two variants of the 600i
Well, there are two variants at the moment: the Turin and
and the luxury,
one of
right?
them has a small garage, and the other one doesn't. I think the Turin model has the cargo pod.
Yeah.
Is the other one the exploration, or is it like a base model? Drago? I know Drago's probably got 3 of them, and he's got the executive one, which is, the black and gold trim.
Yeah. So Kickstarter paint's coming for ships getting the gold standard, like the Aurora, right? Some of the old paints from the Kickstarter days, that's what I got out of that. So
Yeah,
get your wallets open.
some of those paints from back in the day look really good. Like they've got all the brands on them and stuff, and very sporty looking.
Yeah. So crafting looks like they're going to try to get that out in 2026. Anybody excited about crafting? I guess I am a little bit. It's not really my jam. Like when I played Fallout 4, I went through the whole fucking game, did the whole story, didn't craft a single fucking thing. And then people were asking me, "Did you even play the game?" Yeah, I played it. I beat the game. But I just didn't craft anything. So I guess crafting is not really my forte, but I know a lot of people are excited about it. They want to, I'll be the guy that goes and buys stuff from people who have crafted stuff. That's my jam, you know.
Yeah. Well, the only form of crafting that's in the game at the moment is, you can craft multi tools and tractor beams and the modules and med guns.
Yeah.
But it would be good to see it come in and be able to make guns or whatnot, and then
Different armor sets, because it's an MMO, having various armor, and the look and everything, that's going to be a big part of it. It already is.
and it would give you something to do to go around and get all the bits and you know you know
Yeah.
that are just doing contracts over and over and over and grind and rep. You'd see something at the end goal.
Yeah. So they talked a little bit about the Polaris and the Idris during Star Citizen Live. The Polaris is going to have a torpedo station in the back right bridge station. So you won't have to go downstairs behind the main gun to fire off the torpedoes now. You'll be able to you'll have a crew member who can fire them from the bridge. And a lot of people are upset right now because the Perseus, you can fire torpedoes right from the pilot seat, right? And a
Yep.
lot of the Polaris owners are like, "What the fuck? What the fuck over?" But they say that the size 10 torpedoes on the Polaris are too high of a casualty producing weapon to be operated by the pilot. And that makes sense.
Well,
That makes sense.
One size 10 torpedo should kill anything from 890 to Hammerhead, Perseus. It should one hit it,
Right.
if it hit.
And the other, what about the Idris? Okay, so what about the Idris? So what they're saying is a lot of people that are Polaris owners, well, the Idris has a main gun that can fire from the pilot seat. But they explained at Star Citizen Live that it's kind of pointless to have the main gun fired by a crew member because you got the pilot pointing at the target and they'd constantly have to be working with the crew member, fire now, I'm on target, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense for another crew member to fire the main gun on the Idris. It only makes sense for the pilot to be able to. Now, what they did say about the Idris is that they may balance the Idris beam in the future. What does that mean? They're going to nerf the Idris beam, probably. That's what I got out of it. A lot of upset Idris owners. You took away our tier 1 medbed, and now you took away our Gundam laser.
I prefer the one with the railgun anyway, mate. If I, the laser looks cool and all, but the railgun is much more effective. The railgun will one-shot most ships in game,
The other thing about the Polaris is they said there might be quality of life changes to the Polaris in the future, like signage that tells you where everything is on the Polaris. They kind of one of the I don't remember these guys' names, so I can't tell you who said it. It was a guy with the fucking beard and shit. They all have beards, okay? It was a guy that was sitting in the lower left. I forget his name. Anybody? Okay. So he said that it was his decision not to put any signage on the Polaris, but they might go back and look at that in the future. He wanted it to have like an unwelcoming look to it,
Well,
and be like a battleship.
every door you go through, RSI, 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 RSI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're really proud of RSI.
Yes.
I mean, it's the boss's name,
It is the
right?
namesake, yes. Robert Space
Yeah.
Industries.
Anyway, that's all I got on Star Citizen Live. What do you think of that shit? Any comments, questions? What do you think, Ozzy?
Yeah, a lot of stuff they've been promising for years, finally they're doing, mate. I'd like to see it all come to fruition, I really would. I put a lot of time and energy into this game, and I really want to see it come and, yeah, grow. And be better than fucking Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't know, Squadron
Fuck
40.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
I don't know, Squadron 42 do that, but I reckon if Star Citizen was in a non-buggy releasable state, it would that game would give GTA 6 a fair run for its money, mate.
Hands down.
All
Hands down. No competition, dude. No competition. Need less game crashes, though. I crashed like 4 times playing yesterday, but I think it's because I switched back to Vulcan. And I think Vulcan is crashing on me. I think I need to go back to DirectX.
yeah, right.
Yeah. That's got to be it. I think Vulcan's just not working well for me.
Vulcan's been working pretty good for me. Like, I had an issue every time I ran Vulcan before the other day, and I got motivated to fix it. I had issues, and it didn't run good. But now that I've got it running on PU and on PTU. I haven't really had, apart from a couple of issues at the start. It's not bad. It's not too bad. It'd be nice if
That's
I could
good. I'm
update
glad
my
it's
AMD
working for you.
drivers to the latest and greatest, but
Hmm. Well, shall we talk about the Endeavour?
I reckon we probably should.
That's it up there on the screen, right?
So that's it, mate. Yep.
That's the Endeavour. Look at it. Beautiful. Long cylindrical, phallic, like Beardstack said earlier. Why do all the Misc ships look like phalluses?
Doesn't this ship creates its own wormholes or something as well, doesn't it? You've got the right module.
Um, no, what I heard was that you can detect wormholes. You can detect wormholes with if you have the satellite dish equipped. You know the one I'm talking about? It can detect wormholes that are not wormholes like the one from Nyx to Pyro and Pyro to Nyx and Stant to Pyro. Those are like persistent wormholes, but it will detect other wormholes as well, and you can travel out even further. That's that's what I understand about it. But yeah, that's the radar dish. Yeah, it's like yeah, and you can find wormholes with it and travel and explore and shit and stuff.
Well, there's only going to be five systems when it's released, right? With more to come, though.
Right. Yeah, more to come.
But the story of the game will be based around those five systems. That's what they've stated in the campaign they're building for the persistent universe.
Yeah. But if you're gonna have a ship like the Endeavour that's an exploration ship, you're gonna have to have something for it to go see.
Yep.
You're gonna have to have some kind of exploration. It can't just to my mind, it can't just be the five systems. There's gonna have to be something else out there. Like something that's like, I don't know, procedurally generated or something. I don't think we ought to turn it into Elite Dangerous where every system looks the same or anything, but there's got to be something else out there. So the Endeavour is a top of the line medical ship and a top of the line modular ship. That's what it's in concept. It's a 1.0 ship. It won't be released until 1.0.
Says this most prestigious ship, a dedicated research platform capable of carrying a dozen different space science packages, running the gamut from advanced long range scanners for jump point identification to additional shielding for near stellar corona research. Externally, the Endeavour is dotted with sensor hardpoints. Internally, the main compartment is centered on a large research laboratory which can be configured for use by a wide range of scientific disciplines. Endeavour's main compartment is modular, allowing an alternative configuration as a Hope class floating hospital. This variant is employed by the US and other organisations as battlefield support, capable of getting Marines and pilots back to the battlefield as quickly as possible. When outfitted as a hospital, the Endeavour's docking bay is capable of maintaining a single Cutlass Red ambulance.
I thought it was multiple Cutlass Reds, like 2 or 3 per hangar, right? All right, you have 1 second.
Look at this. This is new art, right?
Yeah. I think you can get more than one Cuddy Red in there.
So there, in law, there's three types of Endeavour, right? The Hope class, the Olympic class. There's one other. Know what it is?
Don't know. Wait, what?
So there's
I was distracted.
the hope.
Um, talking about yeah, you got the Discovery, Hope, Olympic, and Master classes. The Discovery is general research or general science. The Hope is medical modules and landing. The Olympic is science and agriculture, and the Master comes with all the modules. Don't know how much those different classes are going to cost. But if I was going to get the Endeavour, I would just pony up and get the Master, so I have all the
Yeah.
modules.
It,
Why wouldn't you?
I've just got the base, for now. Just to lock it in. Well, but it reminds me of all those ships that I saw as a kid, on Space 1999 and Battlestar Galactica, and
Battlestar Galactica.
look at that. That's straight out of Battlestar Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a 200-meter long ship that's capable, undocking from the main body.
Yeah, and they also stated how long did you say the ship was?
200 meters long, I believe.
200 meters long. Well, the size is probably going to increase, just like every other ship Star Citizen releases. So 250 meters. Who knows? They got to fit it in an extra large hangar, though, probably.
It is a really interesting piece. Ever since I saw the Endeavour, it's just got that old school sci-fi look about it. The one I grew up with. It warms my heart, mate.
I
I want
agree.
one.
I want all these ships eventually, someday, maybe. It's a nice piece. A lot of different modularity.
Particle
So
collider.
let's talk about cost. Right now, if you go on the RSI website, it's currently at $350 for the Endeavour, and I assume that's without the modules.
All the
That's
mod,
just the base Endeavour.
all the modules will cost you a bit.
Yeah. There's all the different modules. Some of the different modules. The
Some of them.
multi-purpose pods. We have what do we have there? I can't see it very good.
General science pod, service equipment, crew pod, general research pod, and this is all totally modular, right? So this is all swappable,
Yeah.
outable with something else, right?
Put it wherever you want to. Yeah.
Then look at this hangar,
It's
the landing bay module.
yeah. Of course, the value they're also saying is probably going to go up closer to release of the ship, but it's not in active development right now. Hey, the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord. There's the medical module. There's a picture of the medical module.
This is a fully capable troop support.
Yeah.
Launch bay and medical pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of this launch bay underneath.
Yes.
So did you buy one?
Did I buy one? No. No, I didn't. I did not. How's the game been? It's been good. I've been getting a lot of crashes due to using Vulcan, Dark Lord. Welcome to the podcast, man. So, what else can we say about this ship? Control pod detaches from the main ship. You can take the control pod like an alien, on the Nostromo. It detaches from the mining portion of the ship, the hauling portion, and it can go down and land on planets and stuff. Now,
That's this
it
part.
can't it can quantum without the main ship. Yeah. It can quantum without the main ship, but it will not be able to go through wormholes without the main ship because it doesn't have a jump drive. It'll also have dual components. It'll have components for the control pod, and it'll have components for the main portion of the ship. What else? Oh, it's going to use Caterpillar and Ironclad technology, with the command module. So that's something else they got to get right before they can release the Endeavour. Is the command module thing. What does quota mean on this? What do you mean? What does quota mean to Dark Lord? I'm not aware of any quotas. Now the drive unit, the main portion of the ship, you got the control pod and you got the drive unit. The drive unit won't be able to operate without the control pod. It'll just be sitting there in space. And the other thing they had to do in order to make this work was they had to make it to where you could navigate back to another ship, which is in the game now. You can, like, if you have another ship out in space, you can navigate to it. Right?
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
This is the command module here with the ship in the background.
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice photo.
This is one of the ships that I always saw that I always it just reminded me of so much back in my,
Yeah. You want to talk about the different modules? We got extreme modularity on this thing. Like, you think the galaxy's modular? Holy shit. This motherfucker here. A lot of modules. You can have up to 6 modules on the ship at any given time. Up to 6.
yes. But I'll find the. Keep pressing the wrong button. I had all this
Get it
queued
straight,
up.
man.
Yeah, I fucked it all up. Right, that's it. Bare bones.
Fucked
Right.
it up.
This is the bare bones Endeavour with no
Yeah,
modules.
that's without any modules. No modules on that Endeavour right there.
This is the particle collider module.
Yeah, the particle collider. Yeah, let's see, where the super collider. They say that can be used maybe for crafting, or it can tune components.
It's a sexy looking
Maybe.
ship,
This is
isn't
all
it?
speculation. It is a sexy looking ship. These are all sexy babies. Everything CIG does to these ships is just super sexy.
Yes.
For shit and giggles, we imagined a concept Endeavour with biodome and lab module to produce
Pharmaceuticals.
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. Man, his
Like
dog wants to
a
go.
meth lab,
Oh, go and grow some weed in
like a meth
space.
lab or something. Yeah,
No,
grow
or
some meth.
space weed, mate.
Let the man cook. Let him cook. Let Commander Najib cook. Hey, we know what Najib's gonna do with his Endeavour.
Yeah, he'll be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up to 6 modules at any time. You got the Biodome Telescope Array, Super Collider, Multi-Purpose Pods, Medical Bay, and Landing Bay.
Yes.
The Biodome, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, the Biodome, it says that you'll be able to grow food that can be sold for a profit. And like anyone who's done like hauling missions knows that like processed food, you get a lot of money for processed food. It's like one of the biggest money makers in the game. The trick is being able to sell it all at once because there's not a lot of market demand for it at the places that you get the high price for it. But maybe if you maybe and this is just off the top of my head. Maybe if you go and sell it at a place with lower demand, you can make more money faster that way. Maybe you get less per SCU, but you could sell it so quickly that you actually end up making more money per capita.
Yes, well,
Does that make sense?
all this stuff is still to be fully fleshed out anyway, mate. All their prices are up and changing, and you know,
Yeah, we don't know what it's going to look like. Anyway, you can grow food and you can sell it for a profit, potentially,
essentially.
with this
Yeah.
ship. What else do we want to say about the Biodome?
That's the part. That's the part that suckered me in, man. Where is it?
Yeah,
You know.
you just passed it. Go
No,
back.
there's another one. I'm through all the modules now. Whoops. Blame me. My fuck up.
Yep, no pants, space weed for a
There.
profit.
You should be able to put 2 of them on it, right? Technically, that's
I
what.
think you can
Look,
put 6 of them on there, right?
like that picture. That's
That
what.
shows 2, but
This
I
is
think you can put 6 on there.
this is what sold me on it. You know.
Yeah, it looks sharp. It's a sexy bitch.
It's got all the right curves in all the right places. You know.
Yeah, I like it. You want to talk about this telescope array? Because this telescope array is pretty fucking cool. I think the telescope array is going to be one of the coolest game loops if they can get it figured out right. Pull up a picture of the telescope array.
I'm just looking for it.
See if we can find that
Should be here.
motherfucker.
That's the
There we
that's the
go.
module.
Oh, that was the super collider.
This is the module for
Is
the
that the telescope?
Yeah, but I'll find
Yeah.
a picture of it on it.
Now, here's what I was
There.
talking about earlier about the jump points. The telescope array will have the ability for jump point discovery. So it can find these, they call them transient jump points. So you'll be able to find these transient jump points using a telescope array. But these transient jump points can collapse on you. So you might go to a system using a transient jump point, and then that jump point's gone. Now you got to find another jump point, I guess.
Yes.
And they say that the data you can fetch with this telescope array will get a premium on the open market. So you'll be able to sell data that you gain from using the telescope array, and that's a way to make money.
Scan the system,
this
see
shit.
what's around. This is for full-on exploration gameplay. Oh, you know,
Oh,
I
you're
wish.
gonna want a fuel pod to go along with that telescope array. You're gonna want additional fuel for sure, right? You don't
Yep.
want to get stuck out there when your transient jump point collapses, you know. It's awesome. I like the idea of being an explorer in this game. They just give us something to explore, give us more to explore. Exploration gameplay will never be a thing. Take that negativity somewhere else. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to it this morning. I'm tired. It's fucking 4 a.m. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and bring your negativity. It makes me stronger. Fixed limited system makes it impossible. Yeah, we'll see. Well, they're talking about transient jump points, real Martigan. So the transient jump points, they're not going to go to the same 5 systems. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe
Hopefully
there'll be others
that we've
there.
got to discover,
Yeah,
you
new
know,
systems to discover.
or at least discover the worm points to the back of
Yeah,
some
and
other system. You know, like a shortcut even.
maybe these they sold us a dream. We all bought it. Yeah, it's a big scam. It's a big scam, and we bought it hook, line, and
Yeah,
sinker.
they got us. They own
They
us, mate.
got me to the tune of $3,000 already. I've only been playing for 10 months. Ouch.
They
The
got you
thing
good, man.
is, they're talking about these transient jump points, so maybe these transient jump points, maybe they'll take us to something that's procedurally generated, kind of like an Elite Dangerous, where all the systems look the same, and there'll be stuff to see there that you can go back and sell on the open market.
See this artwork?
Maybe.
See this
We'll see.
artwork?
This
How
is
it
all
kind of looks like it's
speculation.
coming through a wormhole.
Yeah, it does.
And this is the super collider or whatever, or particle collider or whatever. Right?
Yeah, the super collider. We talked about the super collider already. And we've talked about the multi-purpose pods, the general science, service equipment and crew, general research, and fuel pods. You got the medical bay, and then you got the landing bay. The landing bay, it says here, will support multiple Cutlass Reds and have decontamination facilities. Ooh.
Look at that. This is the latest artwork that I could find. Alright, it has Apollos in the art.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And some Cuddy Reds I see there. I see Apollos and Cuddies. That is cool artwork right there. I like it.
This gives a bit of hope, this artwork, right?
Yeah. Hope is here, like at Levski. I think that, like, it's funny that Levski says hope is here. It's almost like hope is here for Star Citizen. Right?
There's a lot of
It's funny.
hopium about, mate. I think I'm about to get ads again.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll just drive through it. Did you have a video you wanted to watch on
I do. On this, it goes for 10 minutes.
on the Endeavour? Okay, let's take a look, shall we?
Okay, now this is by Barrister. This is a year old, this video, but it's pretty comprehensive, so I'll just turn my cam off while we're watching this. Like,
The
You hear
Misc
that all right?
Endeavour is a planned multi-role capital ship in Star
Yeah,
go
Citizen,
for
with
it.
the
Coming through all
headline
good?
feature being
Yeah.
modularity.
Yeah.
With the potential to outfit the ship to fulfill a number of different purposes, naturally, the idea of customizing their own Endeavour has got many players excited about the possibilities on offer with this ship. I'm Forrester, and welcome to the Dry Dock, a series which delves deeper into the ships of Star Citizen. This video will explore the background behind the Endeavour both in and out of game, and then take a look at some of the attributes and statistics of the ship before considering how that all might translate
That ship
into
looks
gameplay.
sexy, but that ugly
There are
guy
timestamps in the
over
video
on the right,
description,
I don't know
although
about
if you're
him.
interested in the Endeavour, you might prefer to watch this one all the way through. And
I
whilst
reckon
this
he'd look
channel
pretty good with
usually
the
focuses
captain's
on what's
hat on,
currently
you know.
in game, necessarily,
Yeah.
this video will navigate the treacherous space that is
You
speculation
know, a la-di-da
territory.
one, but, you
Whilst
know, like
every
all
effort has
prim
been
and
made to
proper.
approach this video accurately, sometimes
Yeah.
information is
Dart
sparse,
stiffs and stuff,
and
you know what I mean?
much is subject to change as time goes along.
Yep.
So please treat the content with a pinch of salt and not as a definitive promise as to what will happen. And finally, to all of you who are itching to point out the spelling of the word Endeavour in this video, I can confirm that having checked thoroughly, the correct spelling has been used in line with the King's English. All of that said,
King's
let's
English.
dive into the background of the Endeavour.
See, you said they spelled it
The
wrong,
Misc Endeavour
Ozzy.
was first announced in September
This guy verified
2015
that
with
shit.
2 design
It's the
documents
King's
and
English.
3 Q&A articles on the Star Citizen
Excellent.
website. Since then, news of the ship has been fairly quiet.
Oh, I'm getting an echo now. all of a
Despite
sudden.
a long development window for the Endeavour, in-game
Really?
information is also relatively sparse, save for the classification of different types of ship based on their intended purpose. Misc identifies the Discovery class as an Endeavour pre-equipped with labs
About
and
now.
storage, potentially used for illicit substance production, and an
About?
Olympic class as a space farm. Perhaps the
think
most
so.
famous variant is the Hope
Maybe,
class,
maybe not.
used by the
gotta
UEE
come
as
in
a
through your
mobile
speakers or
hospital
something?
ship providing troop support.
Yeah.
The Endeavour has
probably
a
why I'm getting an
complicated
echo.
price history. The core ship was priced at launch in 2015
Oh,
at
now I don't hear the audio.
$350,
Now I don't hear
but
the audio
each of the
on my stream.
modules was sold
They can read the
separately,
subtitles
with
now.
players
Just wait. I'll just do. Know what
More
I just
technical issues. Oh God,
mixing
Ozzy,
and
get it
matching to
straight,
select what
man.
they wanted.
Fuck's sake,
Ozzy.
The
mate.
end result varies
The
wildly
executive
depending on the
producer of
module
this
selected,
podcast.
but range to a master
an
set
awesome
for
job.
up to $1,000. The
I am a
stated
master
purpose
set,
of the Endeavour is as a
$1,000.
modular capital ship,
That's all the
leaning more
modules,
towards the
the master
peaceful,
set.
scientific and research type of disciplines. The modularity is key, allowing
Can you hear
players
it
to
now?
some extent to flex the purpose of the ship to
That's
suit
better.
their own needs. The Star Citizen website describes the ship as a heavy science vessel. Based on current information, the Endeavour would have a total length of 200 meters, a total width or beam of 48 meters, and a total height or
I
depth
think
of
4,000
20
tons
meters.
is a bit light,
The
eh?
total mass of the Endeavour will be around 4,055
That's a lot.
metric tons.
That doesn't
Some of these
seem right.
dimensions may be out
That's
of
gonna
date
come
and may
down.
also change depending on which
That's in
modules
kilos,
are
so that's
equipped.
4,000 tons.
By way of
That's-
components, the
Yeah,
current
that's a
plans would
lot of
suggest that
tonnage.
power would be provided by a
You won't be able
capital-sized
to land
and
that
a
on a
large
planet.
power plant,
Not-
with cooling
not
provided
with
by
the
4 large
service
coolers.
module.
Additionally, the ship would carry
I
a
would
medium-sized
actually think it
radar
would be
and 4
heavier.
medium-sized computers, although those capabilities
think
could
so?
be
Yeah,
augmented by
'cause a
installing
tonk is supposed to
additional
be 60
modules.
tons. You know?
Defensively, the Endeavour would
Oh.
carry 2 large shield
I don't
generators.
know.
The specifications also list 2 large fuel tanks, 2 large hydrogen fuel intakes, and a capital-sized quantum fuel tank. Both the quantum drive and jump drive are listed as capital-sized.
Hold on, pause it for a
In
second.
terms of propulsion, the specifications list
Now, you know how much it costs to fuel up a Carrack? Like 10,000 AUEC, right? Could you imagine with fuel pods added onto this, and then the fuel that like the base module has, plus the fuel pods? Could you imagine how much that's going to cost?
These
You're going to have to sell a lot of data just to refuel your ship.
these large fuel intakes, does that mean it creates its own fuel?
That's a good question. I got that too.
Well,
I caught
because
that.
I think
I
the
don't know.
I think originally the Starfarer was supposed to just create its own fuel just by fucking flying around, right? But
Really? Fuel scooping. Maybe we need fuel scooping from stars like in Elite
Well, it
Dangerous.
says too large fuel. I guess we didn't do enough
Too large fuel
research.
intakes. That's what it says though. I mean, we're not going to have all the answers, guys. What do y'all think? Too large fuel intakes. That kind of speaks to me like it's going to be able to suck up its own fuel while it's cruising around somehow. That'd be nice, not having to pay for all that fuel.
Yep. If you could just make your own fuel, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Awesome sauce. Lovelinator says he thinks it's a scoop.
Yes, well, I did
Yeah,
think
like
it.
in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to continue.
Elite Safe.
Drive and jump drive are listed as capital sized. In terms of propulsion, the specifications list 4 retro thrusters, 9 main thrusters, and 18 fixed maneuvering thrusters located around the ship. By
Now, is
way
that
of
gonna be on
armament,
the
the
pod
current
module,
specifications
or
for the
is
Endeavour suggest a
that
very
include
lightly
the
armed
service
ship, with
module?
only one
I
turret
think that's
carrying
just
2
standard.
size 5 weapons.
I think
The
that's
crew
just the base model, mate.
specifications
That's
for
just
the
what it
Endeavour
comes with.
note a
That's
minimum crew of
I-
3
Yeah.
to a maximum crew of 5. The Q&A does mention that the ship could potentially be operated by a solo pilot, albeit at reduced
It's only crew of
efficiency.
5, man.
In reality, the crew requirement may well
You-
depend
Hey,
on
stop
which
it for a
modules are
second.
installed at the time.
Pause it, Ozzy. Now, let's talk about solo gameplay versus multiplayer gameplay. If you're going to be out on this thing for a long time with a crew like of other players, okay? Let's say you're got multiplayers on this ship. They're going to have to fix this issue where you can only log out on a ship that you own. They're going to have to make it to, because let's face it, if you're going out on an Endeavour to do exploration, I don't want to just leave the port and have to come back in order to, like, you know what
But
I'm saying? In
back
order to
back
log out.
before
Because if you can't log out on someone else's ship, you're going to log back in at the latest station. It's going to be like 500 star systems away. Well, now how do I get back to playing that game loop with my friends? You know, it's a problem. You're going to have to be able to log out on someone else's ship for this to work.
this is it,
Because
that
to
used
me,
to
the whole
work
idea
before
of the Endeavour
318.
is. Oh, did it?
Yep,
Okay.
they
Well, what do I know?
they took it away.
They're going to have to put it back.
I used to be able to log out in all my mates' ships. Like I remember one time we had this big ship meet at Microtech at New Babbage, and
Yeah.
6 hours later I logged in, and I was still on his ship, right? And I thought that was cool, and I just took it for a spin, and no issues, and it worked fine. But they removed it 318. I think it was
Yeah.
318 they removed that.
About that. 318, the infamous 3.18.
Yeah, the patch that no one talks about. It was horrible. I knew people that couldn't get into the game for 4 months, you know, like.
Oh, that would be devastating
Anyway,
for me personally.
continue.
All right, let her roll, man. Let
The
her roll.
requirement may well depend on which modules are installed at the time. The base amenities aboard look set to include 500 SCU of cargo storage and
500.
the usual habitation type stuff. One of the interesting features of the ship is that it's split into 3 sections, with an exploration section at the front, the modular workshop section amidships, and the drive unit at the back. The frontmost Explorer is set to be detachable, and whilst not equipped with a jump drive, looks set to provide a platform for getting to slightly more dangerous areas. Then there are the detachable modules that really give the Endeavour its flavour. Some modules are set to expand base capabilities like the science, crew, research and fuel utility pods, but other modules could potentially introduce new gameplay. The Biodome module is set to be some sort of a hydroponic/farming zone to plant seeds and have them grow in the safety of a protective bubble. The Telescope module is set to aid jump point discovery and look very cool whilst doing so. And the Super Collider module
looks
is
really
set to support
cool.
overclocking gameplay to improve other ship modules and equipment. And the Medical Bay provides hospital support to players through medical gameplay. Then there's an optional
By the
landing
way,
bay module giving ships
this
up to the
medical
size of
bay
a
is supposed
Cutlass
to have
Red
multiple
the ability
tier
to
1,
land
2,
aboard
and
the
3
Endeavour.
beds.
There's some suggestion that further
Yes, it's got the
modules
whole
may follow in
shebang.
future, such as defense modules with turrets, or cargo modules similar to the Hull series cargo spindles. The precise gameplay use for the Endeavour will vary depending on what modules are equipped. Some of the more unique ideas based on the concept work are things like space farming, or for
Space
using the Super
farming.
Collider to run an
No,
overclocking
I'll stop it
operation.
for a second. You know, when I was playing
I
Rust,
want my food to come from a space farm.
when I was playing Rust and a Rust admin, I knew several people. All they'd done was create hemp farms, you know, and that was their 100 hours of gameplay every week because they had no life, you know,
Right.
just farming weed in Rust. So I can see many
Right.
people doing the same thing with this ship out in the middle of nowhere, you know, with one or two mates. And if they got the landing bay module, you know, you got ships you can boot off with, or you can just leave this out in the middle of nowhere and take the command module, go do what you need to do, you know. Anyway,
Go dock at a space station, get supplies, come back.
I think that's gameplay that a lot of people would enjoy and do enjoy and want as part
Yeah.
of their Star Citizen experience. But anyway, we'll continue.
I would get a kick out of it.
I'd do it at least once or twice, you know.
These are gameplay possibilities that aren't currently in-game and aren't currently
Not
replicated,
replicated by any
ships.
other ship.
The Endeavour is set to lean into the more peaceful gameplay loops, but given that most of the things mentioned in the design document aren't in-game or even fleshed out in any detail, it'll be interesting to see how that develops. It seems quite possible that as the ship edges closer to release, some of these gameplay use cases might materialise. Things like exploration, science, crafting,
1.0
or even
ship.
production of illicit
They're gonna have to have a
substances could
complete
all be on
game
the
to bring
roadmap,
this ship.
but without a reference point, it's hard to know what that might look like.
There you
from
go,
a gameplay
illicit
perspective.
substances, guys.
One exciting gameplay use case for the Endeavour, or perhaps the Hope class model, is as a space hospital. Of all of the potential gameplay loops, this is one of the more accessible with what's currently in-game. The idea of having the landing bay able to take casualties aboard, bring said casualties to an appropriate
With the
hospital bed, and
decontamination
nursing them back to health is compelling.
Capability.
That makes the Endeavour a great choice for combat support, particularly for those interested in medical gameplay supporting first-person combat. Another potentially interesting use case
Hey,
is as a
ethnification
snub fighter
greetings.
carrier. Whilst the landing bay isn't the biggest, set to measure 30 meters wide by 65 long, equipped with snub fighters, it might be possible to fit quite a few aboard. The Q&A does note that only a single landing bay module can be equipped, but even so, being able to ferry around a large number of mini-ships could be quite engaging for fleet gameplay. It's been quite difficult to make this video because the Endeavour is one of those ships that has incredible potential, but so much of it is so far removed from anything that's in-game now, or even in concept, it's hard to put your finger on quite what that might be. That said, the modules have been sold to players for real cash, so there will be a lot of people out there hoping to see that gameplay materialise in the future. There's a
Hope
lot of
is
love out there
here.
for the Endeavour, and it's quite easy to see why
Yes.
people are eventually looking forward to it hitting the verse. At the risk of going on for too long, that'll pretty much wrap it up for the Endeavour here, and so
Wrap
it's
it
over
up,
to you to
bitch.
share
Cool.
your thoughts in the video comments.
Everyone, make sure you go check out Forrester, like, subscribe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about the Ranger.
Yeah, we'll have a quick chat about the
Ranger.
Ranger. But I think what we're gonna
What
do
a cool bike. Look
is
at that thing.
gonna ask people, like in about 10 minutes, we're gonna start dragging people from the waiting room. If you want to join we're gonna if you want to ask a question, we'll drag you into the podcast live channel in about 10 minutes.
It's not Beard Stacks. Don't let that guy in here.
But if you queue up now in the Discord, in the waiting room next to the podcast channel, when we're ready, we'll drag one person at a time and have a quick chat and see how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna try that. This is the alpha stage of the podcast.
We're gonna give it a
This is
shot,
like
right?
totally untested. Might suck.
Tumbril Ranger.
I bought mine.
I gave one away last week. That was my last monthly
you?
giveaway, Ranger.
Nice.
It looks wicked, doesn't it, man?
I like it. I like the tires. I like the way it looks. I like the guns on the, what is it, the RT or something. That's the one I got. Super sexy. I mean, space game has to have a motorcycle in it. See, let me tell you about my past life. I was a tanker in the army, and now I ride motorcycles. So guess what I bought on Tumbril Day for IAE?
Ranger.
Any guesses? I got a Ranger and I got a Nova tank.
If you look at it, it looks like it's got like a 20mm cannon or something on the side, right?
Yeah. It's got a big gun on it. Two big
does.
cannons on it.
So there are 3 models.
You got a racing module, a touring module, model, not module. It's still early here. Fuck off. And it's got a combat model. That was preempted. That was a preemptive fuck off for anyone who wants to say anything about it being
The
early here.
Peacemaker edition, mate. The TR. It does look like a big
That's the one I
20mm
got.
cannon or something on the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're definitely cannons.
Dual size one weapon
Without
mount.
a doubt.
I don't think I've ever seen any ship weapon or vehicle weapon in game that looks like that. Have you?
You want me to lie? I might have.
It's pretty cool, man. Kinda want one.
Yo,
And
feel the road,
so you've
or
got
lack thereof.
so you've got the CV, which is like the box delivery mission vehicle, right? Because you can hold a
Yeah.
couple of boxes, you know, the little one.
You
And then you've got the racing model.
there's no one in the waiting room yet. Ozzy, what are we gonna do?
Can everyone hear us? We're not muted or something. We're not just talking to
I
ourselves,
don't
are we?
think so. I think probably the only person who has any questions is Beard Stacks, and I specifically said not to let him in here. I'm just kidding, by the way, Beard Stacks. I'm just kidding, dude.
So none of them are in the waiting room. I guess none of them wanted to say good day to it.
Everyone's shy. They're being shy.
Yep. That's it.
You want to drop a link to your Discord? Maybe some of our other viewers want to come in there. Oh, look who's in the waiting room. Ah! Oh, he's going to give me shit. I just know it.
You know it's true.
That's all right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like the Peacemaker.
And see, it's got its own style of clothing
Renegade
too.
style. Oh, I'm going to get some of that. I
It
got to
looks
get me
pretty
some
good,
of
doesn't
that.
it?
They come with, does that come with heavy armor?
I do believe this is clothing, mate. Right? Okay, it looks like clothing.
That'd be cool to take that through on a ride through Area 18 or Microtech in your fashion clothing.
It would. If you could ride through Area 18, that'd be insane. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
I've thought about stuff like that forever. You know the train you
Make it
take
happen, CIG.
the train you take
How hard would that
from
be?
Area 18 to the spaceport. I'm always
Yeah, you
looking
could
down
hop on
there
your
and in
Ranger.
those
Yeah, you could hop in your Ranger and
Oh, he left.
bypass the train.
He left the waiting room.
He left. I say drag him up here anyway.
You reckon?
Yeah, drag him up here. Let's have a talk with Beard Stacks. What the fuck was that? What's up, Beard Stacks? My favorite mod. He's gone. He's
Did he
mad
leave?
at us. He left.
Mate.
I think he's mad at me. I've been talking so much shit. I've been talking so much shit about Beard Stacks. He doesn't deserve it. I say he does, but he really doesn't. He's a good mod.
Well,
He's
I
the
guess that
best.
didn't work. I guess no one wants to talk to us and ask us some questions or
We're just going to have to come up with more shit to talk about next time, I guess. We could, we could, if we wanted to, just go ahead and end the stream right here, take a break, and go into Star Citizen. We could go back to the PTU and see if we could start a fire today.
we should get someone like
All about
S-Fan.
that shit.
You know, S-Fan should jump in the Discord and just ask some question. You know, like,
S-Fan, I know you got a question.
oh, mate.
What's eating your lunch, man? Come on to the Discord. Hey, Strigley. Strigley.
You don't mind. You know, did I tell everyone last time? The first podcast we were described as Eeyore and Crocodile Dundee talking shit.
Yeah. That's what it is. I'm Eeyore, and this is my friend Crocodile Dundee, also known as anyone.
That fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, what's our view on armor coming into the game? Do you think it'll change the meta much? What do you think will change? Well, mate.
Oh, of course it's going to change meta.
I didn't see any
I think
armor.
it's going to be harder to.
in
I haven't
PTU.
seen any armor in the PTU. I don't know how that's going to work yet. Maybe it's a game mechanic I haven't discovered yet, but it's supposed to be in PTU right now. And of course, it's going to change shit. You're going to have a hell of a time killing, like, I don't know, a Polaris.
Yes.
Can you imagine an Idris with armor?
Well, look at the
Unstoppable.
Idris now, mate. You know, even if you kill it, it takes you another half hour to soft death it. I mean, to full death it, you know?
Oh, that's funny, Beard Stacks. You're the man. I needed to hear the moan bark fart.
Well, I kind of hope so, strictly, because that's kind of supposed to be the point of bigger ships. You know, the little ones can't do anything to them. You know, unless they're equipped specifically for taking out that class of vessel. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know. You know how one man in his gladius can take out a Carrack or a Hammerhead, or you know, it'll make a good difference, and I think it will take skill and persistence. You know, at the moment it's just a bit of a whoever gets guns on first wins. You know.
Kind of the way it's always been. 9 times out of 10, anyway. Join the Discord, Strictly. Come in and talk to us. We're lonely in here. We're just two lonely middle-aged old farts trying to talk about Star Citizen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, voice, dude. Voice. Go to the waiting room in the Discord, Strictly. What's the podcast? You're watching the podcast, Strictly. This is it.
We've been doing it for like an hour and a half, mate.
Is the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the chaotic mess that is Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day. A podcast by two old men,
middle-aged farts.
Yep. Just talking shit.
Talking shit.
Followed by a bit of where's that bloody button? Why can't I find it straight away?
Button for you.
Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day.
Or
welcome to Star Citizen.
Oh, geez, fucking go.
Have a nice day.
Is this the part where we play our buttons? Because I got a button for you. You ready for this? I've been trying to get this one out of my system.
Yeah.
Bad.
Phenomena.
I've been trying so hard to get that out of my system. I got to play it again. I got to get this out of my system.
Phenomena.
Strictly, you got to go to the waiting room in Discord. Click on waiting room and go in there. We'll drag you up to the podcast.
Yeah, otherwise we're just two old boring cunts with dead air at the moment.
Yeah. Dead air, do do do. Dead air, do 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 do. Dead air, do 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 do. There's Strigly. You found us.
Yo, what's up?
There you go, mate.
Yo, what's up, Strigly? What questions you got, my man? I know you got questions about Star Citizen.
More discussions, really.
We might have answers.
Like, I've got a lot of background in it myself too.
Oh yeah, you probably
Like,
have more background than I do. I've only been playing 10 months.
oh yeah, I was based like 2013.
I was Kickstarter. Yeah, very
Wait, were
cool,
you?
man. No, 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 I wasn't.
I
Not
watched it
me.
since, but I gave it a year before I decided to join.
I watched it for
Yeah.
years, but didn't join until 2022.
Yeah, and then I've modded for a whole lot of streamers and stuff. Um, the other big thing with armor coming in means that some ships will be able to turn their shields off, so they won't need like some of the more heavy armored ships will be able to have a smaller like heat signature.
Hmm. Interesting.
They
I never even thought of that.
they've
That's
also
that's a good
stated
idea.
that certain size guns certain won't do any damage at all to a certain armor type or whatnot as well, right? That's
Uh, I know they do want to put light fighters more in the equivalent of small fighters in Star Wars, etc. Not things that can pack a big punch. They're more for like fighting each other, short range.
yep. Yeah, well, that'd be good, mate. That'd then give every ship a role, instead of just having the meta and going and doing whatever you want because you got some skill, you know?
Well, that's the problem. It's really hard to put a meta together when they haven't laid down their foundation, how they want completely. And it's going to
This
be a whole
begs a,
mission itself, just trying to
begs a
balance all of them.
question. With crafting coming, are you going to be able to craft better armor?
Yes, you'll be able to. They've said that you're going to be able to find like blueprints,
Yes.
and they'll have a limited number of uses that you can use them. So you might have a ship that's got a better engine, or it's got better. I don't know if it'd be all the armor or certain aspects of it.
Yeah.
And then it might, I don't know what they're planning, but at some point it might be the metal that you find because we're going to be able to like manufacture our own ships because we're going to have like shipbuilding,
Yes.
like
Right.
I've
things in like base building.
Yeah.
They want to have multiple different quality types too, you know. So every time you craft something, it's like a one off because you use this and this and that and that.
Yeah, that's right. They were showing that off where it's within like there's a range of quality. And it just gives you randomizers within the range, and also depending on what quality of resources you've used to craft it.
Yes. Just like in all the MMOs when you craft armor and weapons and
Yeah, I played a lot of Ark, like Survival Evolved back in the day, so I had a similar sort of system.
it worked there.
Yeah,
You
but it
know,
didn't have it didn't have you were just limited by the resources that you had on you, but didn't have like a limited number of uses for the blueprints.
the one thing I always did think was everything in Star Citizen was everyone was supposed to have access to all the same stuff, right? And then at the end of the day, it would come down to skill level, you know, or
Yeah.
but
So
that seems to be
the
moving away from that. But
in what aspect?
well, the multiple different quality types and having one-off items, like this is what they showcased at the
We're
last.
talking loot. Yeah, but it's going to be loot table, so it's going to be going out and finding it. So you'll have the same, um, I guess, chance of finding as someone else. I mean, it's different if you're in like bigger ships and you might be able to, hold down a area that's got more loot, but it's still chance.
Yeah,
It's not a pay to get for you the good blueprints. It's a pay to get a head start with bigger ships, but it's not actually. But they've always advertised it like it's not pay to win because it's you make the game what you want, and at the same time, the loot tables, a lot of the good stuff, you're gonna have to go out and find it. I mean, and all the stuff that you can buy, apart from maybe some cosmetics, are going to be findable in game. Like they've already doing that with the sub flares, all the different
Yep.
like
Like in Nyx
previous
now.
years. Well, just loot table in general. They have focused with the new missions on a lot of new armors, but like the older missions, you can find stuff that used to be. I mean, that is sub only stuff that you can buy.
Yes.
It's also in the loot table within the game.
Yes, I've seen that all around, like all the jackets and the
Yeah.
sub guns and head guns and multi tools and
Like I'm fine with them like keeping sub maybe like skins or certain colors or something like that. Like if it's purely just visual and doesn't give a big benefit, but yeah.
well, that brings up another point. Skins. What do you think, as a player, been playing since 13 or whatever, or been a backer, the best in show paints that you had to be there, own the ship, get on the date? Now they're just selling Willy about that.
I feel like it's rough for those that because there are those that had the ship because if you already had the ship when the paint dropped for that year, so for that best in show you get it for free if you had the ship like in your
Yes.
hangar.
Yep.
Like, I think that's fine in that aspect. It's the people that bought the best in show because they do like packs that had the
Yep.
skin that you pay for. It's those people that I feel like have had it rough. Like maybe they should get some form of reward, or I don't know how they'd handle that. But
Recognition for being there that
yeah,
year. Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, CIG may argue that hey, they've had those people have had multiple years where they've had access to the skins where other people haven't. But yeah, CIG does change stuff. Like if you could look back like 2013, you had LTI, for example, and that was meant to be an early backer reward for basically mid 2013 and before. And then they got rid of it, and then they brought it back for their war bond. You know, the first time a ship was sold, whether it was concept or straight to flyable, they'd put LTI on it. And then you can then upgrade the LTI to keep the LTI with whatever you've upgraded to, etc.
Yes. Well, everyone wants LTI tokens.
Yeah, um, I,
Everyone.
I feel like it's only important on the bigger ships, really, because LTI only covers the stock parts, and for smaller ships, it's whatever. It's like the bigger ships where insurance is like free stock part insurance compared to whatever the insurance is in game for the bigger ships. It might be worth having them with LTI. Uh, they've said a lot in the past that it's going to be the equivalent to like how we pay insurance in like real life with like, cars and stuff. Like it's going to be that sort of percentage of like, the money that you earn. Like I don't know how they're going to work out the actual bracket of it because it can be, people will be, paying different amounts.
Yeah, well, they need some sort of working economy before you start doing something like that. No,
Yeah, I hope they're still going to do that.
I
I don't know if you know much about Quanta or Quantum. Is it Quanta? Quantum, the one that Tony his big idea where everything was linked together, like across all the different servers within Star Citizen, like all the different prices, depending what resources are coming in, if things are overbought or oversold, or if resource like chains and things are interrupted, and it was all going to have like a living, breathing economy that can be influenced by all that sort of stuff. But Tony left a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure. I know they changed a bit of stuff, but I don't know their full direction. Sorry, I'm dominating a little bit.
no, you're right, man.
It's all right.
Talking. Yeah, aren't there supposed to be some economic changes in 4.5? No, he's mentioned something.
I'm
Hey,
not
Riddick.
sure, but I feel like they may have come to a compromise because it was very ambitious. Like, because Tony was the guy that basically ran the PU, like he was in charge of it for years. So maybe he was just too ambitious, and they may have just gone, "Hey, we need to focus more, or we're never going to get anything out." Well, it doesn't mean that they won't change things in the future, because they've always said, like, once they have the PU come out with the 5 systems, well, then, they decided on 5, but they're just going
Yes.
to keep expanding. And
Yes.
like originally in the Kickstarter, you're looking at like 100 and something
Yes.
systems they have
100
planned.
plus. Yes. It'd be good if it comes to being, but I can see. Well, they've stated the 5 systems are going to be for the campaign, with more to come, right?
Yeah.
So you've got so those are the ones coming with the PU. The one that's in the single player campaign, Vegas, isn't actually one of the PU systems that's going to be coming. So whether they haven't fleshed it out enough between the single player and the big full system for the PU, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but when they stated 1.0 will be the 5 system
It's still
release,
on that list.
that
That's
they
what I mean.
didn't they state that those 5 systems will be the story of the PU, and that'll be the campaign for the PU. Those 5 systems.
Yeah, that will be the basis of. Sorry, I thought when you said campaign, I thought you said referring to the single player, because
No.
that's
Squadron.
set in the Vegas system.
Sorry. Keep going.
No, that's all
Yeah.
I was saying there.
Yeah, I really hope Squadron 42 does well, mate.
It's looking. I mean, it looks nice from what I've seen, and
And
uh,
it's not what we saw last year at IAE is not finished yet. It's gonna
from what
look
I
even
understand,
better.
it may be pushed to like 2017. Like, that's where the rumors are, though. I wouldn't be
2027.
surprised if they. No, sorry, 2027. Sorry, yeah. It's past. I was nearly 12 here, so. Uh, though at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to drop it like at sitcom next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. I think it's gonna come out before GTA 6.
Hasn't it been feature complete for 2 years now?
It's been feature complete for quite a long time.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, 2 years when Chris.
Yep.
But I mean, it's had a lot of the chapters in for a long time. It's not.
I really
Because yeah.
hope it's better than just 2 hours of gameplay and 40 hours of movie. I really hope it's more than that. You know?
They made it
But
clear that there's gonna be, like those games like the Knights of the Old Republic, where where you interact with the NPCs and it gives you different dialogue and different choices, basically. So each time you play through will be a bit different depending on which
kind of
NPC
like
dialogue you
kind of
just
like
go along with,
Red Dead or something like that.
or
But
like Fallout does it as well.
Yeah.
You
it's more
compliment
linear,
someone,
isn't
or
it? Can't take off from the beaten path.
you mean
I you keep saying that, but I'm not sure that that's the way it's going to be. That's the way that the preview looked at IAE last year. It looks linear, but it might just be like, okay, so you got like these games where the intro is always the same and then it branches out. I think that's what we saw in the preview was like the intro where it looks linear, but then maybe it's going to branch out. I don't think we really know.
I personally expect it to be linear, but then depending on which NPCs you side with or are friends with, you might get access to different parts of the story or something like that.
Yeah. I hope so.
Well, way back they wanted to. I don't know if they've scrapped it, but in the early days, their plan was to allow like your friends to drop into the single player in place of like NPCs and play along with you. So
Have
I don't
like
know
a
if they've.
co-op version.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've kept that going or not.
Hmm. Interesting.
Cool.
And as you guys are probably aware, after Squadron, they've got another two like chapters that they're planning. Like,
Sequels.
players. Yeah,
Sequels.
so you got Behind
Sequels to
Enemy
Squadron
Lines.
42.
Behind Enemy Lines is the second one. Those that backed in the Kickstarter get that for free. And then they haven't named the third one yet.
Well, I
Well,
really
hey,
hope they
Ozzy,
come
we're
out.
coming up on the. Go ahead.
I hope it works, mate, for the sake of Star Citizen. You know, because as we were saying before, you know, if Star Citizen was released as a bugless, complete game, you know, it would 100% kick ass over GTA 6. You know, and the rumors
Oh,
about
yeah, 100.
the rumors about them, you know, sort of trying to release Squadron 42 at the same time GTA 6 gets released. And now apparently GTA 6 has been delayed and is not coming out till 2027 or something. And
Hmm.
I read some rumors that gives Squadron 42 a reprieve. But I
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't be
know.
surprised.
I don't know, mate.
But there will be a lot of cinematic knowing Chris Roberts in Squadron.
Well, I really hope it's just not a movie with 2 hours of sitting in a turret or walking a path. You know, like I really hope it's more than that.
Well, the other thing is it's basically got it probably have similar to GTA expectations because of the amount of that it's been in the spotlight, and especially in its early days with Derek Smart. I don't know if you guys know much about him.
Did something happen?
We're still, I was just saying,
I don't know.
have you heard about Squadron's stuff with Derek in the early days? He was like
No.
another space game developer, and he basically gave Star Citizen a pretty bad name with the general public because it was competing against his own game, which
Oh,
was
well, fuck
complete
that
rubbish.
guy.
Yeah, and just generally, there's still a lot of people out there that see it as a scam or it'll never come out.
Yes.
And also being the biggest crowd-funded game
Of course there
ever,
are.
there's a lot of pressure, and there's just a lot of people looking at CIG and especially like Squadron and looking to pick at things. So they're probably well aware that they need to have it really well polished, and there's not going to be room to have it not so. And how I feel like personally how it goes may affect how the PU goes as well, whether it becomes this big thing but everyone has a huge community or whether it just falls back a bit.
It's a huge community, mate, with a lot of whales. And I know a lot of people are still willing to spend a lot of money on it. So I just hope for the community's sake, you know, it works.
Yeah. y- At the same time, if your community is only whales, then you don't have the diversity of different players and different play styles and things like that.
Right.
Like, I
Well,
mean, as
hey, we're.
much as I don't want it to, it's going to need become, all the kids start playing it, etc. Even though one of the big things I like about the community, it is like its average age is a lot older than a lot of
Yep.
games. So just generally, like modding on Twitch, I've found that there's a lot less idiots even watching the streams, etc. Whereas you guys have probably seen as well.
Yeah.
That'll change when Squadron 42 releases.
Quite possibly. But if you compare it to, I mean, GTA is a good example. Like some of those communities might be quite toxic, or like Fortnite, etc.
I like the Rust
Yeah.
community.
Well, Ozzy,
Yeah, mate.
we are at the 2 hour mark. How much longer do we want to go?
You know, I think it's been a pretty good chat today, eh?
Oh,
I see you
yeah. And I
guys.
want to thank Strigley for coming in and chatting
Yeah,
with
yeah,
us
you made it
too.
less boring, mate.
Could I suggest?
Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day. Aussie Viking. Crikey,
Welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching Legends. Another episode done and dusted. And somehow, we only had minimum technical difficulties this time. Always a pleasure hanging with ya, answering your questions and pretending we know what we're doing.
Mate, don't give it away.
We winged it again! Yeah, but we're getting not half bad at this. Thank fuck that's done. Until next time, same chaos, same crew. Make sure to come join in next time. Have a yarn, ask your questions, and remember, welcome to Star Citizen. Have a nice day.